In the previous video, we talked about the entire process of Azure Migrate, including assessment and the migration. And today we are going to understand how the assessment is actually done and what all information we gather and we use. And in next video, we'll try to do it in the lab. Hello everyone, my name is Arun and let's get started. So we understand in the previous video that the very first thing that we create in the Azure portal is Azure Migrate project. Okay, and we select the tool for the assessment and for the migration. Now let's forget about the below pipeline. We'll only talk about the above pipeline, which is the assessment. So what actually happens when you select the assessment tool and you try and click on the discover, it gives you a package to download and install on the VMware machine or the Hyper-V machine. That package is actually a OVA template, which is a lightweight Azure Migrate appliance. So if we go with the numbers that I have created here, where is the third and fourth? Okay, maybe I missed, but I'll do it again. Never mind. So the very first thing that we do here, as I said, number one is we create the Azure Migrate project, and then we download this Azure Migrate appliance and we deploy this appliance in the vCenter environment on, or if it's Hyper-V, it's a Hyper-V. If it's a physical, then this would not be a OVA appliance, but it would be a zip file. Okay, so the second point is we deploy the appliance or the zip file if it is a physical environment. Now, once it is deployed, we need to go through the installation and it get registered. That's our third point. During the installation, we need to met the prerequisite and then register it with the Azure Migrate project right here. Migration services on the Azure portal. And during this process, it creates an application, and whether it would have the enough rights to talk to the Azure Migrate project at the backend. So that's the third point. It registers itself to the Azure Migrate project under the migration services. And then what happens? It starts discovering the VMs. That is number 4. It starts discovering the VMs. Okay, and discovering of the VMs, it depends how long it would take on the number of VMs that a particular environment has. Okay, it is more like 15 minutes approximately to gather all the information about the VMs which are there. And once it has all the discovered information about the VM metadata and the performance data, it sends that information to the migration services again, and you can see that information on the dashboard on the Azure Migrate project, with the help of which you can create your assessment report. Okay, cool. Now let's go move ahead and try and understand the next part. So let's come here. So this part, I believe, is totally understood how this process happens. It is absolutely simple. We create a project, we deploy appliance gets installed and register himself with the migration services on the Azure migration project. Then it starts discovering the VMs and send the metadata to the Azure Migrate project so that we can use the data and create our assessment report. So with the help of this discovered data, we can create the assessment report, and this assessment report could be a performance based or as per on-premises VM size and storage. If it is performance based, then the VM size that this assessment report will provide you is as per the CPU and memory utilization on the on-premises machine. So is for the disk, IOPS and throughput. Now once the assessment report runs, we get the output like Azure readiness and the cost details, as per the assessment report. And under Azure readiness, we would have the information like whether these VMs are ready to move to the Azure. If yes, then it's good, or it may be with conditions it is ready. You need to meet those conditions, or maybe it's not ready at all because it's not compatible. It could be like readiness is unknown because our appliance or discovery doesn't have enough data to actually assess whether this VM can be moved to Azure or not. And also contains the cost details, monthly cost details of the storage as well. So that's how this assessment happens. That's the architectural, and that's how we create the assessment with this data, two kind of assessments, and assessment report has this information. All right, this is the absolutely basic and a concept to understand how this happens. And in the next video, we'll try to do it in the lab, and it will help you to understand better. Well, thank you for watching, and you have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.